So I'm about to see The Space Between Us. Kind of reminds me of Paper Stars, Paper Town, that sort of vibe. Anyway, it's going to be fun, lighthearted, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's see how it holds up under a Christian lens. That was pretty nice. The Space Between Us has two main stories. A boy who's willing to die to find his father, and a girl whose life is changed by love. Let's start with the girl. She's been abandoned by her parents, and her foster parents are no good. She can't trust the world because it's lied to her so much, and she steals a lot. Since stealing helps the story along, it's almost justified by the story. Don't be fooled into thinking that because you're on some great adventure, it's okay to be a thief. Ultimately, she softens and becomes a happier person. This is because of a boy who doesn't have shields. He says what he means and is kind to her. He doesn't approve of her stealing, which is good for the morally aware viewer. Simply put, love can warm a cold heart. But that's the thing, it's a little too simple. The teenage romance doesn't seem to be more than infatuation. And that's okay, but I can imagine her getting a little too dependent on him. Maybe that's me being cynical. I don't think we should find our purpose in love and romance. People aren't going to be given in marriage in heaven. Yes, romance is part of God's design to reflect His love for us, but we shouldn't idolize the creation above the Creator. The boy's quest to find himself takes the form of finding his father. If he finds him, he'll have a family. This concept would be a good metaphor for finding your heavenly father and subsequently having peace and being brought into his family. Here is where I'll drop the spoilers. So finish watching the movie if you haven't already. So the third main story, spoilers, is the father trying to make it right with his son. It's a nice simple redemption story, and it would be a good metaphor for God seeking to save the lost. But the child was brought into the world through an immoral lack of judgment instead of through careful planning. Thus, the father making it right with his son physically and succeeding in that doesn't declare the gospel of being forgiven. So what's the takeaway? Ultimately, this movie is about the power of love. But that love takes the form of teen romance, finding yourself, and fatherly guilt. I really wanted to like this movie, but it wasn't great. Personally, as a moviegoer, as well as through a Christian lens. Thanks for watching. That's all I have to say about The Space Between Us. I did enjoy the movie while I was sitting there. It's a nice movie. If you want to see more movie analyses of films coming out this year, then hit subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and potentially share it with someone else who's seen The Space Between Us. And I need a cool catchphrase like, don't forget to watch movies with a Christian lens. I'll see you next time. Happy holy movie watching.